Hello, Diamond Partners. I just wanted to bring you an agent success story and let you meet Sara Hogelin. Everybody, this is Sara.
Hello.
And some of you have seen her up there on the awards as finishing second or third. My guess is you'll start seeing her finish second and first at some particular time based on some of your goals.
Thank you.
And I got to meet Sara through Brent Rodina, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry you had that No, I'm just kidding.
No, Brent's been great.
He's
He's the primary reason I'm here.
Yeah, he's a great guy and a real go-getter.
He is.
And he said, you've got to meet Sara. Sara is a go-getter. And you're from?
Osage County.
Osage County?
Linden, Kansas.
Linden, Kansas.
Which is by Melbourne Lake.
By Melbourne Lake. And it took you an hour and 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get here?
That's right.
Okay. That's a commitment, right?
This is my first time at the office, and I think I joined in late October.
I think it was November is when we have as your anniversary month. And, by the way, I think you're really going into the Ottawa office if you're going into any office, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Ottawa's down there and growing and whatnot. Well, when did you get your real estate license, Sara?
I was licensed in 1998. So if that tells you how old I am.
Okay.
And I got licensed shortly after getting out of high school. My mom worked for a realtor who was my best friend's mother. And my soccer coach has his own brokerage and grew up playing soccer. And so some of the best and most important people in my life were real estate agents. And so it just was kind of a natural transition because then I got married to a man whose father had a brokerage. And it just all kind of fell into place.
That's a lot of real estate.
It is. But I had no idea what I was getting into when I signed up.
Well, plus it's impressive when he takes you to a listing appointment and he's got those lights going on. I mean, people notice that, right? So I'm just kidding around. So you've been in real estate how long again?
I think what would that be? 28 years. I think 28 years.
So for people who are thinking about, can you really make a career out of this? What do you say?
I started out, yes, you can, obviously, but I started out as a stay-at-home mom. I did it working full-time in management at a Walgreens and going to college also and getting my license. So I was doing all three at once before we started a family. And then from there, I had 2 children, and it was a great opportunity to be able to have something of my own, have something to get out of the house. But I really wasn't running it as a business. And it was when my kids were more independent with their schooling. They were probably 14, 15 years old. Mm-hmm. And I just decided, I'm not running this as a business and I need to do something different. Once I did that, my goal was to double over 5 years. And it just so lined up that I made that decision in 2019 and COVID happened. And so I thought, all my plans are ruined, right? And then I doubled the first year. I doubled again the second year. And it's just been growing ever since. So it's been, once I finally started applying business principles and running it as a true business.
Well, I'm floored. No, I'm not floored. Because they'll all tell you that I'm always like, you are running a business. And when you finally decide that.
It just took off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was a decision I had to make, and I had to work really hard because I didn't have a coach. I didn't have any support. There was nobody at my little small town office doing what I was doing or wanting to do. Mm-hmm. So it was really self-taught. I stayed up late researching, watching YouTube videos. I was reading the Millionaire Real Estate Agent KW book.
Right.
And only made it through half of it.
And not at KW. So it's not just me telling you to read it again. So this is
No.
somebody who wasn't even here but realized the resource it is.
That's right.
Fantastic. We could talk about how many units you've sold or how much money you've made, but when we were talking about maybe coming to our office, one of the things I learned about you is I think you do this because you want to support your family. You want to help your husband. You want to do those things. But the thing that really impressed me is, seems like you're really involved in helping your community and helping the people in your community, because you make money from the community, but you tend to like to give back to the community.
But I guess I never see it that way. Mm-hmm. I don't know. You're kind of the one who pointed that out to me, that from the things I'm doing in the community, it helps drive my business. And because I don't know, I just enjoy it. I've always enjoyed serving.
Yeah. So you're not doing it to get business. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Right. And I think, I don't know, that's just how I operate. Grew up in the church and serving the church, and then that bleeds into serving the community. Yeah, it's been good.
I believe that.
Yeah.
We have another gal here that does really, really great, and I was asking about her secret, and she goes, I just serve people. Mm-hmm. And she's got a full-time job, and she's one of our top agents. Right?
Wow.
and that's why they never see her around the office. But she serves so many people. She's in our top 7 or 8. So it's just serve people.
It truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were looking at somebody, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. If you were looking at somebody just thinking about real estate and getting started, and then I'm going to ask you, what if you got somebody who's they're paying their bills, but they just haven't done what it takes to live that better life? So which one of those would you like to answer first? How would you help them?
That's a good question. It takes a lot of self-motivation and drive and working when nobody else is. So in the quiet moments when the market seems quiet, it should be when you are going full steam, because you're building for when the market changes and when the market, the spring market comes. You should be building in the quiet times of the winter to prepare for the spring market. And when you're doing that, you're doing stuff other people aren't doing. And that just sets up a really good year.
So you're almost a farmer's mentality, where the work you're doing in February, March, and April is what you're reaping like crazy later in the year.
I don't look at the dollars or what I'm trying to achieve in that sense. It's more of looking at the business from an aspect of what I can do to better my business. What am I doing that I shouldn't be doing any longer, that no longer really serves my business? What things can I be changing to add to my business? Where are my holes and how can I fill those? That's kind of the things I try to do in a lot of the quiet time, and trying to build connections and contacts with people that may be helpful for me in the future.
I have a core belief that it doesn't matter what real estate company you're with. If you're going to build this business, you're going to build this business. And you kind of proved that. Like, you went out and found the resource. Now, it happens to be one of our resources about how to build the business and how to do the sales. I have another core belief, and it really just is serving the people and finding those resources and just going through and helping people, which seems to be your whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Yep. And so putting that all together, I hear this over and over and over again. It's not so much the money you're chasing, it's the being better that you're chasing.
Yes.
And that's what resonates. People call that red book that you were referring to, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. But the subtitle is, it's not about the money. It's about being the best you can be, being the best I can be. And it sounds like you have that same drive.
Well, to be honest, my motivations and goals were to raise my family. And once my kids were more independent, I was like, now I'm going to go see what Sara can do. And that's what I've been doing. And I've got more life ahead for doing that. I think that being here with these fine people at this office is going to give me a lot of opportunity to see exactly, to see how far I can take it. And that's exciting for me.
So moving to this particular office with this particular culture and training, what's the number one thing you're looking to get out of us in the next year that will benefit you and your community?
There's a couple thoughts to that. My first thought is the culture. The culture of people working together and helping one another and teaching each other and learning from one another. Because I came from a small office, like I said, that I was stepping out of the mold for what was normal in a little small boutique brokerage. And
which in fairness served you.
Yes, it was wonderful. It was a great place to work. It was wonderful. But I came to a point where I realized I had to make a really hard decision. It was scary because I'd been there for 17 years. And it was a very scary decision to make, but I knew, I've learned is that on the other side of fear is where all the good stuff lives. So whatever that is that's pressing on you that you know you need to do, but you're scared to do it, that's the missing piece. And that's the piece that's going to propel you forward. And so I made the leap because I felt like I had outgrown a small brokerage and needed to be surrounded by more like-minded people who could help me to support me and to grow with me and that sort of thing. So I don't know, does that answer that question kind of?
It does. Have you found the transition to be about as smooth as possible, or is there a place that we can improve, or like what has worked for you as far as the transition and getting settled here? Because you're about 90 days in now, or 80 days in.
What was scary for me is when you have all this marketing out there and you have all this stuff going and you have somebody else helping you with it. I was terrified of trying to get everything switched over in 24-hour period. I thought that was going to be just a nightmare. But you guys Marcus had a great system, a checkoff list and all the things you need to be thinking about. And he was my right-hand man through that transition. It was amazing.
We have a great team leader here, by the way.
It really was. And Chris was great, and Chris checked in with me all the time. The broker checked in with me. There were multiple people. Like, instead of me reaching out to them saying, I need help, they would call or they would message and say, hey, how can I help you today? And so that was really amazing. So the people here it's been really great.
Good. Always reach out if it's not. Let us know
Oh,
so
yeah,
we can
I will.
fix it, right?
I
Okay.
will.
All right, good. What about 2026? Do you have any big goals you'd like to share with us?
I guess my biggest goal is working with you and Marcus and a few others to put processes and systems to work for my business better than what I'm doing now, and to continue to grow. And most importantly for me is just to continue to learn, because through learning comes growth. And no matter how long I've been in this business, I'm learning new stuff. With every few transactions, I'm still learning new things, and it allows me to go deeper into having knowledge.
We got to find you an assistant.
I know.
The right assistant.
I know.
Okay, yeah. Help you go to that next
Leah
level.
has been my temporary here,
Yeah.
and she's been phenomenal. So that was a huge help to me to have somebody step in that position.
Yeah, we can help you with the temporary, and we can help you with the long term. So,
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you because you drove up here. I know you wanted to see the office, but
Yes.
you're also doing us a favor by letting our agents know who you are.
Well, I'm
So-
getting to meet Marcus for the first time in person,
Right.
and I'm getting to meet Leah, who's working transactions in the background for me in person for the first time, and several of the agents whose names I've heard but haven't put names with faces yet. And so it's been nice, yeah.
Well, listen, our mission here at this particular Keller Williams franchise is we want 100 millionaire agents. We want 50 agents that are earning so much of our profit share that we're paying them to be here.
I want to be one of those agents.
Oh, that
So,
sounds good to me.
Thank you.
and then, well, look, that board up there says, since we were incepted in 2004, we have shared $4.2 million of our profits back to our
Yeah,
agents.
that's amazing.
Help us grow, and you're going to make some money.
Yes.
And I also, besides the 100 millionaires and the 50 net zero agents, I really need agents around Kansas to understand that I believe with the systems we're working on and the partnership we have with a mortgage company and just the satellite down in Ottawa too, I believe we can serve every agent in Kansas if that's what they're interested in. So Colby, Kansas, Salina, Kansas, hear me. We can create something for you as well. So Sarah, thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.